Guys, Joe here with the Woke Akashic. I am doing a little test here, and that is recording one of my most popular workshops. It's a quickie, and so what I'm going to do is give this test a run. If it turns out great, then I will continue to offer workshops in this manner, along with in-person workshops hosted or taught by myself or Fiorelise Franco. So sit back and thanks for joining me on this maiden journey. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Today we're going to talk about working with your spirit guides. Everybody loves this topic. They always have all sorts of questions about it. So today let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So welcome to this class. And I hope that you take away from it the ability to feel more comfortable connecting to and asking things of your spirit guides, because that's really what they're there for. They're there to help us on this earthbound journey that we have. And you can never bother them. You can never ask silly or dumb questions. They really do need and love to be asked for help. However, you have to ask them. You have to, because of free will, you have to ask them. But once you do, that begins developing a relationship with them. And we will definitely get into that. All right, so today we're going to talk about the types of guides. We're going to talk about the barriers to connecting with them. I'm going to talk about some techniques for connecting with them, signs and symbols to look for, confidence in yourself and your connection, and then co-creation, which is the reason for it all. All right, so let's start with who they are and what they do. Everybody has a team of spirit guides, anywhere from, 1 to, I've heard the number 40. You have your master guide, who is for, lack of a better term, your general contractor. Then you have a gatekeeper guide for those of you that work with spirits, mediums, channels, readers. You will have a gatekeeper guide. Think of your gatekeeper guide as sort of your bouncer guide, that person who is the go-between or the mediator between the spirit world and you. I call in my gatekeeper guide Oma a lot to help me understand when I don't understand a message that's coming through, or I'm having a hard time reading the person or the situation. Then you have individual and specialty guides that exist primarily for every leg of your human journey, right? You might have one for abundance, you have a healer guide, you'll have a teacher or an education guide, a guide that helps you clear karma. We have mundane guides that help with the day-to-day things like finding lost items or, choosing the right, type of glasses. I have no idea, but they help with very human-based, mundane things. There are so many guides. I couldn't even begin to list them all. Just think that there is a guide for every single situation that you could potentially come into contact with. And when you need them, they will step forward and help you. So let's talk about barriers. We need to break through what holds us back. First off, you have to believe that you have the possibility to connect. You have to believe that your guides are there. You have to believe that you are able to feel them or sense them. Sometimes you can hear them or see them. You have to believe in those possibilities. Okay, because what that does is that eliminates all doubt, and it starts you on the path to eliminating fear. Another barrier that you have is that you say, I can't hear them. That one's not listed on this, and that one's coming to me sort of on the fly. But a lot of people say, I can't hear them. I don't see their signs. That's the most common barrier. And really a way to get through that is to develop a relationship with your guides. You have to start out introducing yourself, asking their name, asking them to come to you in dreams or meditations. There are tons of meditations out there when it comes to meeting your guide and seeing your guide. ask their name. They don't really care about names, but they know that we as humans need them. Then you're going to want to start asking them for help. Again, with the mundane things, finding lost items, parking spaces, that sort of thing. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is start acknowledging when you receive that help or when you receive those. You receive the assistance. So you say to your spirit guide, please help me find a great parking space. You pull into the supermarket parking space and boom, there it is. And you say, thank you, Spirit. I appreciate you. And then you go about your shopping experience. Same with finding a lost item. Spirit, please. I always ask for help finding my keys, even though there's a spot for them right by my front door. It never fails. And I'm always like, Spirit, please help me locate my keys. As soon as I find them, I'm like, thank you. A lot of times I'll get like this thought, like, look in this pocket or look in this drawer or something along those lines. And I look and there it is. And I know that that was a message from Spirit connecting with me, maybe clairaudiently, clairaudiently or claircognizantly. It doesn't really matter. They've connected with me. I received the message. I took action on it. I found what it is. I received my help and then I thanked them and I said, thank you. At that point, you're going to start making bigger asks once you become really comfortable in that process. Tell me what I need to know to find a new career, to find a career that's in alignment with my true life purpose. Show me the way to connecting with, maybe a new love, or a new group of friends, or somebody that can help mentor you through a new interest or situation. The bigger the ask, the bigger the results, right? There's no ask that's too big. You just need to have, again, a belief in the possibility and eliminate any doubt and fear about who you're asking, what you're asking, and what you're opening yourself up to. Trust me when I say you're opening yourself up to divine guidance. I only work with the highest level spirit guides, guardians, and angels representing divinity. There's no way I'm opening myself up to those lower vibrational frequencies. And when you set that intention to connect with those higher beings, that's who you're opening yourself up to. You're not opening yourself up to any of that religion sort of based dogma or fear-based, evil spirits, angry spirits, lower spirits, none of that. That's not what you're opening yourself up to. There are specific situations in when you open yourself up to those things, but you know what? Stay away from Ouija boards and stay away from those sort of darker magics, and you stay away from the fear of opening yourself up to that. All right. The next thing I want to talk about are the next barrier are expectations and attachments. You hear people say you have to release expectation and attachment, because here's the thing. Every single thing I've ever asked for, including my studio, including this townhouse that I'm living in Oregon or in Portland, anything I've ever asked for, I just say, however you are going to deliver that to me, I'm going to be grateful. In every single instance, the way that I actually received it, or the manner that I actually received it, was way better than I could have envisioned in my head. It really was. And this has happened to me time and time and time and time again. And once that happens consistently, you really do just release the need to have an expectation or an attachment or have it delivered in this one certain way. If there is a certain way that you want it delivered in, like if you want it, you want a new relationship, and instead of saying, well, I want that person to be this, you would instead let spirit know how you want to feel. I want to feel happy and excited and interested and heard and valued and desired and wanted. I want to feel, amused, and all of these things that you would want to feel if you were in a new relationship, or how you want to feel in your current relationship. That's what you ask for, and that's how you release attachment to the outcome. The last barrier is timing. A lot of times, again, that ties into expectation and attachment. I want it by this time. And I know that there are a lot of law of attraction and manifestation resources out there that tell you to set a specific time. Don't do it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Sometimes it will work if there is a specific ask that is happening within something else that's specific. I know that was very unhelpful. That was a very unhelpful example, but the point is that the timing will be perfect every single instance. Don't try to put restrictions or expectations or attachments on the timing, because again, it's not going to work, and it could actually keep you from the very thing that you want because of that timing. I'm smiling like next page. All right, let's talk about techniques, asking for guidance and support. There are several things that you can do. I like to call all of my team together and visualize in my mind's eye. And I say, okay, guys, I need you all around me because we need to have a talk, or we need to powwow, or I really need you all to hear this. And then I'll visualize in my mind's eye all of my spirit guides surrounding me. It doesn't matter if you don't know what they look like. It doesn't matter if you know how many you have. That does not matter. Just imagine being surrounded by love and light and support and, all of these wonderful, loving beings that just really want to help you so that you are happy. Okay, call them together. You can also do that by journaling. Ask for guidance and support with journaling, automatic writing. Write a question at the top of the journal page or a new document on your laptop or desktop device, whatever. And just start journaling, pouring out your heart, how you feel. That could also lead to automatic writing as far as you would be channeling. But asking for guidance and support when you're writing is there's going to be two things. You're getting your emotions out so that they know what it is you're looking for support on or guidance on. But also, again, that automatic writing or channeling, you're actually going to receive your guidance through that technique. So try it. If you haven't tried automatic writing, give it a go. It's a really cool thing. Of course, there's prayer and meditation. That's a way to ask for guidance and support. Prayer is sending out a wish. Meditation is giving spirit an opening, a platform on which to connect with us. A lot of times, meditation, people try to clear their mind, right? But I always tell people, listen, if you're not a Buddhist, don't try to meditate like a Buddhist, because you're not going to get the benefits of that meditation. Find a meditation that works for you, and there are tons of them out there. Guided meditations, transcendental, there are mantras, there are affirmations, there are visualizations, there's just a ton of them. Meditation is also being out in nature, taking walks, so walking meditation, or just being in nature, being at the beach and just thinking, putting on music, and just letting that music overcome you. Man, that's meditation. And if you have ever been touched by a song, yeah, tell me that's not like meditation. Yoga, a lot of times exercise for some people, not me. Exercise is meditation. Just find a way to let all of the confusion or doubt or worry or all of that stuff that gets stuck up in our head, find a way to let that out and just find that moment of peace or joy or whatever. And that's prayer and meditation. Divination tools are a good way to ask for guidance and support. I love doing tarot cards and spreads for myself. There are so many cool spreads out there. Just Google tarot spreads or oracle spreads, and there's tons of them. There's a website, and of course, I forget the name of it. I think it might be the Emerald Goddess. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, and I'll post that in the group. Or if you do tarot spreads, if you type it in the search in the group, I know I've posted that site a couple times. So just make sure that you have your question, that it's very specific, and you're not asking to you're asking to be shown or asking what it is that you need to know in order to take the action to create this experience in your life, or to resolve this experience, or to get more insight into this experience. Make sure that your ask with your divination tools is asked in a way that you are able to receive a message back. Okay. And then that last thing is just to open the doorway to it, right? Just be willing to receive guidance and support. So if you're one of those people that struggles with it and you're like, I ask, but I don't receive my messages. I ask, I don't, I'm blocked. I'm blocked. Okay, there's really not, being blocked isn't a thing. It's just a way to describe feeling like we're not getting the messages that we're asking for. So just be willing to, and just say, I'm willing to receive guidance and support on this issue, and just let it go, right? Again, release expectation and attachment and let it go, and then learn to see the signs. And we'll talk about how to recognize the signs. Next, signs and symbols. Ask to be shown signs of your spirit guides' presence, right? That's with bodily sensations, tingles, heat or warmth or cold. Some people get the shivers, other people, experience like a tightness or an expansiveness in certain parts of their bodies. It's a really cool thing to become aware of that mind body and that spirit body connection, because that's just another way that you can have more confidence in the messages that you're receiving. Asked to be shown opportunities, right? People that you would come into contact with, or opportunities to meet other people or see other people or find resources. Numbers, asked to be shown numbers. A lot of people receive numbers from their spirit guides trying to get your attention or actually sending you a message. And here's the thing about numbers. Angel numbers like 1111, 111, 222, those are different than numerology, okay? Each individual number in numerology has a very specific meaning or symbology, right? But angel numbers contain a very specific message, right? Angel numbers message, numerology numbers meaning or symbology. So you can combine the two of those to get an even greater sort of picture of the numbers that you're receiving. But it's really important to remember those. And that also, when you see these angel numbers, to think about what you're thinking or what you're feeling, because a lot of times those come in response to your how you're feeling your emotions, because your spirit guides want you to constantly be in a receptive and positively creating energy so that you can continue to ascend and grow your abilities and all that stuff. Numerology, those numbers are more sort of the foundation of your life. And so you'll notice those numbers reoccurring or coming up in your life in a lot of a little more complex ways. Like, for instance, every single license number that I've ever had has always broken down into a 1 or a 7. Every single one from the time I was 16 years old. So that's numerology, because 1s and 7s are sort of the foundation of, I was born on January 7th, if that explains it a little bit, but because of that, 1s and 7s are extremely prevalent. So know the difference between those numbers. It's kind of a cool thing. Synchronicities, the things that just happen, things you're like, I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities, I always say. So look for synchronicities. Losing or finding objects, that is a way to know that your spirit guides are present or that they're trying to get your attention. Deja vu and dreams, songs, music, and lyrics, sparks of light. I will see flashes of light with my naked eye, and then when I close my eyes, they're like bigger flashes of light. So that's clairvoyance. Some people will see stuff with their naked eye, others won't. I don't see anything else with my naked eye other than shadows. Yeah, look for the things that you see clairvoyantly and that you brush off as just, something I just saw, but know that those are actually messages and signs of their presence. Signs and symbols are also come in resources, books, websites, new situations, people. We talked about that with opportunities. And then, of course, you show signs of their presence you'll see those using your intuitive abilities, your claircognizance, your clairaudience. If you hear things with your inner ear and you're like, I think I just made that up. You didn't make it up. It came from you. Trust it. It's a message. And even if you follow that message or take action on it and it leads to nothing, at least you followed you trusted your gut. And that's what's important, because that's what's going to help you develop even stronger intuitive abilities. I skipped challenges and obstacles because I wanted to save that for last. So, showing signs of their presence. Oh, nobody wants challenges. Nobody likes challenges. I hate challenges, and honestly, challenges throw me off my game, especially if it's a tech challenge. I hate it. It just makes me go like I freak out. But the more challenges that I experience, the less freaked out I get when they show up in my life, especially being here in Portland, brand new, no, not knowing anybody, not having that support system. At first, the first couple of months were filled with challenges. It was just nonstop challenges. It was exhausting. But what I realized that every single challenge that came, when I overcame it, and I always did overcome that obstacle, it made me stronger, and I was much more confident in my own capabilities. So that's what signs and symbols of their presence are, in the form of challenges and obstacles, to help you gain strength and confidence in your own abilities. Okay. There are also other reasons that challenges and obstacles show up, right? Spiritual growth, lessons learned, karma, balance, that sort of thing. But for the most part, when you're talking about connecting with your spirit guides, they're going to be there for a specific reason of helping grow your confidence. Okay. Confidence in abilities. First off, you have to learn to trust your intuition. You absolutely do. And that's just going to happen through repetition, consistently asking for help, consistently acting on that help, and consistently trusting yourself. Intuition, it will speak to you. So you need to learn the language between you and your spirit guides. I recently posted an Instagram series. I think it was like 6 different images or slides about learning how to connect with your guides and building that confidence, and how that communication will come in through each of your clairs. So do a search in the group for that. It's also in the Woke Akashic group on Facebook. Anxiety and anticipation. Okay, so anticipation is fun, right? You're excited. You're like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about it. I really can't wait. Anxiety, a lot of times, is fear based. And so once you learn how to discern between anticipation and anxiety, that emotional, physical feeling within your solar plexus, that's going to help you learn to trust yourself too. Anxiety is telling you, don't. No, you need to relook at this. You need to maybe take it under counsel with somebody else. Like, really take a bigger look at this, because if you're feeling anxious about something, that typically for me is a no. When I'm anticipating something, that's my yes, for sure. I gain confidence in my abilities through meditation, because that's my time to actually say, okay, Spirit, I have this specific question. Help me with this. And then I receive answers. Because I'm clairaudient, I typically receive them as a channel. So I'll typically write it out. So anytime I go into meditation, that's only going to help increase my confidence in my abilities. Plus, a lot of times I'll ask questions. I'll be like, why in the hell am I experiencing this or that? And that's when I get my answers. That also has to do with the next bullet, which is active listening. You want to actively be listening or looking for those messages from your intuition. Again, that helps with anticipation versus anxiety. Maybe you'll feel body tingles, or you'll see those signs, symbols, and synchronicities, numbers, songs, messages, all of those things. Active listening, that's what you're going to be looking for. Those are the ways in which spirit can communicate with you. They don't have a voice box to talk to you. They don't have arms to shake you and get your attention. Plus, that might freak us out. They don't have the same way of getting our attention and communicating with us that we can with each other. So they use other methods, and you just need to learn to trust those methods and learn. That's going to create that confidence. Ask questions, very, very important, and record the answers in a journal. When you ask a question, put it in a journal. So I recommend that everybody get a journal that's specific for their intuitive abilities or connecting with spirit, so that everything is in the same place. And when you go back over it, you'll notice that there was a trend, like at the beginning, where you were like only a little bit confident, more towards the end where you're actually embracing these abilities. Take inspired action, right? You have to take action whenever you, in order to gain confidence in your abilities, and you have to ask for help or ask for signs and symbols. But remember, you're not asking for things to happen for you. That's not how spirit works. But they will show you people, opportunities, situations, all of those things. But then that requires you to take action on them. If somebody shows up in your life or in your news feed on social media, you see you've asked for help with finances, and this brand new person shows up and she says, hey guys, I'm like a spiritual accountant who helps spiritual entrepreneurs. Call her, reach out to her. That's your answer from spirit. Whether or not you choose to take that, and that's happened to me plenty of times, which maybe I haven't chosen to work with that person, but I still thank spirit. Thank you, spirit. Thank you for helping me make this connection. What I choose to do with it is next. That's my journey. So you have to take inspired action if you want results. And then that's what's going to create the trust. Co-creation, that's being in the ultimate flow with your spirit guides. That's kind of, well, it's the second half of the whole point. When you are in the flow, you are in alignment with your soul blueprint. So what does it mean when you hear we all have the ability to create the lives we want to, right? That it's our birthright, that we it's not that we're owed this, but that there's nothing that's being withheld from us. If you think I don't have a lot of money and life sucks and I'm always getting hit with challenges and stuff, you are creating that life by that mindset. Listen, it goes deeper than that. There's more to it than that. I know it's not as simple as that, but that's why it's important for you to do the work. Find a resource to help you get to the core of your self-limiting thoughts or your mindset. Write the book, How to Do the Work. That's a book that I've recently read. And there are many other shadow work and self-help, books out there that are very, very helpful and really cool, that can help you figure out what's going on up here. And that's what's creating your life. So how to create, once you get your mindset sort of in a place where you're like, I've got this co-creation thing, right? You're going to ask. You're going to ask for what it is that you want. When I said that I wanted to start doing podcasting, I said, okay, spirit, this is what I want to do. I want to do podcasting. I want to be a guest and I want to have my own podcast. And I believed that by my asking that I was going to get it, because I had asked and received hundreds of times before. This was no different. I wasn't asking for something that I didn't believe that I deserved. I asked for it and I believed that I was going to get it. I trusted that I was going to get it because I knew that spirit in the universe was then working out all of the details to see how this would happen. I maintained positivity because I know that my most persistent thought is the thought that I will manifest. Absolutely 100%. And so every single time I start to doubt, I would say, nope, my most persistent thought is that this is happening. It's on its way. And then I go into that energy of what's it going to feel like? How exciting is that going to be when like my first podcast drops, or my second one, or third, or when I first hit like 1,000 downloads, like all of those things. I start thinking about those things, and then that moves that negativity out and brings in that positive energy. And that's how I stay positive in my most persistent thought. Of course, when I get what it is that I receive, I am so appreciative. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate you. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your work. Wow, is this amazing? Appreciation, appreciation, appreciation. This is how you program your subconscious, right? By consistently going through these steps. Also, again, we're going back to the inner work. You've got to do the inner work. Every single human being has something that they have to work on, even if it's learning how to be more positive. Whatever it is, do that inner work. That's what will program your subconscious, and that's where you will fall into alignment with the ability to receive because you deserve, right? And then of course, you're going to want to take that inspired action. You have to take action on it. So in order, when the opportunity for podcasting came up, I took the action. I asked somebody if they wanted to be my partner, or I asked another person if I could guest on their podcast. So I had to take the action. It wasn't just going to find me and create the opportunity for me. That does happen, and that's amazing when it happens. But it's not the standard method by which you co-create with the universe. You can't just sit back and let it all happen. You have to release and wait for those messages and signs and symbols to come in, and then you have to take action on them. Okay, so this is the most common question that I get asked, especially when I'm working with people with my intuitive development students or just in readings. How can I connect faster? How can I do what you do? How can I do it better, easier, stronger, quicker? And my question is, why? What is your honest reason for needing that now? What is it that you're prepared for? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you think that you need, why you need to be that person now? Because that is a gradual process. We all have a very specific timeline, right? Divine timing within divine order. Everybody talks about divine timing, but in order for divine timing to implement, we have to have divine order. Things have to happen in a very specific order. And there's no way that I would be able to connect with my spirit guides and believe in the power of manifestation and co-creation as strongly as I do if I hadn't gone through the process of first seeing how that limiting mindset doesn't work for me, and how all of the things that don't work for me, or also the baby steps and just the crazy, like the first time that I manifested 4 tickets to the Michigan State football game. And I was like, seriously, I remember that moment. I was like, shut up. I just freaking manifested these. I followed all of those steps. I had no idea even that I was doing it, but I would not give that memory up for anything. Fast forward, like 4 or 5 years later, when I manifested a freaking car, like a brand new car, I wouldn't give that up either. But there's no way that the next day I could have turned around after manifesting those tickets and manifested that car. I didn't have what it took. I didn't believe. I didn't have the trust. I didn't have the ability to release attachment. I didn't have the ability to learn that my feelings are what create manifestation. The road is long for a reason. It's to develop your knowledge, but also your self-trust. And so that journey through development is really, really amazing. So enjoy it. Give yourself the gift. Let yourself have it. Stop comparing yourself, and stop trying to be farther than you are, because you don't know the gifts that are in that journey. I wouldn't give up my journey for anything, not 1 second of it, because it was just awesome. And I know that I still have even more journey left. And so, yes, I want to be, like a New York Times bestseller, right? And I want to be like top 10 podcaster in my genre. Of course I do. But oh my God, getting there is going to be filled with so much cool shit. No way am I giving that up. No way. So you can connect faster by allowing yourself to enjoy the journey. That's my answer. Okay, so that was the first pre-taped class on learning to work with your spirit guides. I would like to take this moment to give a shameless plug to my new podcast called Esoterics with my partner in crime, the Green Latina, Fiorelise Franco. She's so fun. I love talking to her. I love taping with her. She brings a really cool perspective that I don't. She has the strengths where I don't, and we balance each other. It's really cool. So she's also going to be teaching some of the classes on intuitive development or just general classes. She has a lot of knowledge and cool experience to bring to the table. So please subscribe wherever you get your pods. We are currently on Apple and Spotify. And I know that she's working on expanding that for us. So we're on episode 2, so you have 2 episodes to catch up on. Or we're taping episode 3 in a couple days. So yeah, there's 2 episodes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, post them in the group, reference this specific video course or video class, and I will answer those as quickly as I can. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you around the group or the socials. Bye.